Alright, so the elusive man would like to speak to us, yes. However, just want to head back for 1 second to make a quick note about something, because don't recall as to whether...
To speak to you in the debriefing room, Commander.
Yes, thank you, Kelly. So, notably, sure, the elusive man wants to speak with us. However, you'll notice that if we try to access our galaxy map...
Change of plans, Commander. Urgent message coming in from the elusive man. Patching him in through the comm room.
You actually cannot access your galaxy map. So that means we can't go in and do any of these other missions that we might want to do. We quite literally need to go speak to the elusive man right now. The only thing we could theoretically do would be go over to our ship, or around the ship, make upgrades at a research terminal, talk to teammates and what have you. I mean, we've been pretty aggressive with those upgrades thus far, so I don't really think there's much in the way of things that will immediately benefit us that we have yet to take here. Double check real quick. Don't think so. So, in that case, we're looking pretty good here, but this is where things differ a lot between Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2. Is in Mass Effect 1, yes, I know, Kelly. In Mass Effect 1, of course, there were some missions that only became available once we'd made it at up to a certain point in the main quest. You know, you had to become a Spectre before you were able to travel to all these different places to do your missions to hunt down Saren, and then, you know, only after doing a couple of those would you suddenly get access to Vermeer, and then need to complete some of those before you can go to Ilos, so on and so forth. But other than that, in Mass Effect 1, you could still do, outside of those main quest missions, basically any mission, whatever you wanted. There were a few that had sort of a series of quests in them, where you play the first one, and then you get some additional information that gives you the coordinates for some place to go for a subsequent mission. Yes, you know, but that's pretty standard stuff. However, in Mass Effect 2, there are, at least on this occasion, there's at least one time where we will basically get interrupted by the elusive man. We must drop everything. As I was just saying, can't access our galaxy map, which means we can't do any other missions. We need to go to the elusive man. And, well, he has a special assignment for us, potentially, here. And that is the reason why, you may recall, as we were at the beginning of the game, talking about all the various quests that we might look to do, that is why I was deliberately waiting to recruit Archangel. You may have wondered why seemingly such an important character like, as we later found out, Garrus, is who this Archangel guy was. You would think, Lids, why not just get him immediately? He's such a cool guy, and obviously we knew him from Mass Effect 1. He's a good squad mate. Why not pick him up right off the bat? Well, there are special hidden timers in Mass Effect 2 that will dictate when the elusive man will call us up, like he has done just now. And let's just say, by delaying recruiting Garrus, we delayed the elusive man calling us here to this meeting. And I wanted to do that so that we would get the chance to, well, level up a little bit more early on in the game and make subsequent missions a little bit easier. So, I won't go into any greater detail to avoid spoilers. That's perhaps already spoilers enough. So, let's definitely save before we go in here. But then let's hop in. Alright. Let's do it. That's nifty. Like, what?
Shepard, I think we have them. Horizon, one of our colonies in the Terminus systems, just went silent. If it isn't under attack, it soon will be. Has Mordin delivered the countermeasure for the Seeker swarms?
Not yet.
Let's hope he works well under pressure. There's something else you should know. One of your former crew, Ashley Williams, she's stationed on Horizon.
Okay, whole lot of big stuff here. So, first of all, there's a collector attack that either is about to start or is just starting right now, and I mean, of course, we've tried to track down the collectors already, but for the most part, we've been just a step or two too late. We've been arriving just as the collectors are leaving, whereas this time we might be able to get there quick enough. So that's big. Aside from that, also, Ashley, of course, from Mass Effect 1, is apparently also on Horizon. What's she doing there?
Last I knew, Ash was Alliance. Why is she out in the Terminus systems?
Officially, it's an outreach program to improve Alliance relation with the colonies, but they're up to something. And if they sent Chief Williams, it must be big. Perhaps you should take it up with her.
Okay, so we'll definitely keep an eye out for her. In that case, notify the Alliance, I don't know. It doesn't seem like that can be a coincidence, though.
The collectors just happened to pick a colony with one of my former crew? I don't buy it.
It shouldn't be a surprise the collectors are interested in you, especially if they're working for the Reapers. They might be going after her to get to you.
Okay. Okay. Not sure if we want to go as far as to notify the Alliance, though. That seems a little bit... I mean, I guess I'm not entirely sure what exactly Shepard means by this, because, well, we're... As Cerberus, we are not exactly on good terms with the Alliance. We are kind of, you know, the people that the Alliance tries to pretend doesn't exist because we make them look bad. So, that being said, we're probably not really on speaking terms with the Alliance, because they would probably like to get rid of us if they had the chance to do so. So not exactly sure that the Elusive Man is ready to go out and just casually talk to them. But other than that, like, is this supposed to be like, hey, Ashley's not supposed to be doing that. We should tell on her. I guess I'm not entirely sure what the emphasis behind this is, but all right, let's try it.
We should send a message to the Citadel. The Alliance can give us reinforcements.
Oh, or ask them
Not
for assistance.
until you investigate. I don't want the Alliance getting in our way. Once you have the situation under control, I'll send the message personally.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I suppose we're ready to move.
Send the coordinates. We'll head straight there.
This is the most warning we've ever had, Shepard. Good luck.
Joker, set a course for Horizon. I've got to go see the professor.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Excuse me? That's not the professor. Last I checked. Oh.
Tell me you have something.
Yes.
Okay. It's this new prototype armor. Here, try it on. Alright, just don't use words. That works too. That looks like
Lily,
Ash, yeah.
We've got a problem.
Still can't calibrate the targeting matrix?
Those defense towers are useless if we don't figure it out.
Sorry, Chief. Getting our comm systems back online takes priority.
Yeah. Okay. Surprised people haven't tried to blame that one on me, too.
People out here don't trust the Alliance. It's nothing personal. What is that?
I'm guessing that's not a good thing. Ash, I don't think you're shooting that down.
Get everyone to the safe house. I'll cover you. Run!
She said run. Ooh. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, we've only seen the after effects, but seeing it live is, very unpleasant. So there they are.
control.
Okay.
We are the harbinger of their perfection. Prepare these humans for ascension.
So those are the collectors. Oh man, well, so as I was starting to say before, yes, as soon as the elusive man calls you up like that, it is a sign that you are going to get immediately thrown into this mission here on Horizon. And that means that, well, you don't have any time to prep for it at this point. You gotta be ready to go with whatever team you've assembled and, whatever level you currently find yourself at. So that is why I was saying that I was trying to do as many side quests early on as possible, and purchase upgrades, make upgrades at the research terminal, so on and so forth. So, with that being said, what does that mean in terms of our squad we'd like to have here? I think for this squad in particular, we are going to be looking to primarily try to deal with barriers, at least from a dealing with our enemy's defenses standpoint. And so, as we said previously, Jack, if she had her bonus power for warp ammo, that will, at least long-term, be one of the best ways for us to deal with barriers. However, of course, we haven't yet done her loyalty mission, so we don't yet have access to that. So that means that, at least at this moment in time, Jack is not good for this purpose. So, Jack, maybe on later occasions, against similar types of enemies, might be a good fit, but at least not now. So, other than that, I mean, we certainly have faced far fewer barriers than we have any other types of defenses. I mean, Eclipse does have them sometimes, but other than that, it's mostly been armor and shields from all the Blue Suns. So, what is the best type of offensive abilities against barriers? The answer is, at least with what we currently have available to us, Warp is one option with Miranda. So, she's definitely a strong consideration. But the strongest, the auto-include, if you will, in this mission, and probably any mission against the Collectors, is Kasumi. And the reason for that is, particularly if you have done Kasumi's loyalty mission, that flashbang grenade debuff is going to be absolutely crucial. So if you haven't done that before doing this mission, which you may not have, but that's one of the reasons why we did it early, then Kasumi, not as strong of an option, and I would recommend taking Miranda in that case, perhaps instead of her. But as long as you have done it, you have access to Flashbang Grenade, that is the best ability in this mission, far and away. So she's auto-include, that means. In terms of our second character, it could be Miranda for Warp. That's, at least from a gameplay standpoint, probably our best option. From a plot standpoint, though, I do believe Garrus has some unique dialogue here. I mean, just think about how we saw Ashley here before, and of course, Ashley was one of our squad mates back from Mass Effect 1, and obviously, so was Garrus, so they do know each other, and therefore might have a thing or two to say to one another if we are to meet up with Ash. So, I mean, then again, last we saw her, she was seemingly getting stung by those bees that the Collectors were sending out, so I don't know. We're gonna have to see what we can do to rescue these people, but if we can, then Garrus could be, at least, again, from a plot, story-based dialogue standpoint, the most interesting option, although, I mean, we have yet to use him thus far. Concussive Shot, Overload, Armor-Piercing Ammo is his bonus power that we obviously don't have access to because we haven't done his loyalty mission yet. Assault Rifles, Sniper Rifles. Sniper is, it's not a bad option, especially since Kasumi can only use SMGs and heavy pistols. So at least from a weapon availability standpoint, you could maybe justify taking Garrus from that standpoint as well. However, this is possibly the most difficult mission we've done thus far. or at least certainly would be if we had done this mission earlier. Since we did a fair bit of leveling and we did a tough mission in Kasumi's loyalty mission earlier on, then that may still be a little bit harder than this, but it'll be difficult for different reasons. So that may mean that now is not a time to be not a time to just mess around and take characters based on their plot significance, and instead take it seriously, make sure that we're choosing the best possible squad for the setup. So I leave that to you if you're playing along with us, that, from a squad gameplay effectiveness standpoint, Miranda Kasumi is best, especially if Kasumi's done her loyalty mission. If not, then consider throwing in Garrus for the plot significance. Otherwise, just getting someone with an ammo power like Zaid, or even Jacob, if you have the squad ammo on those, could be a strong option as well. I'd even say Jacob might be slightly better for that. Let's try it. Let's go with Garrus. It's going to be a little bit tougher, I think, for that reason, but we'll try it, especially because we tried to do some additional leveling earlier on, so hopefully that'll make up for the fact that Miranda's probably the better pick, at least in terms of effectiveness in this mission. So, let's do it. Let's see, we do have some additional points to spend here, and so we could go to our next pull, which notably would increase the duration by a couple seconds. However, starting to think that we might be approaching the time where we'd like to start having our own ammo power leveled up and capable of providing that for the entire squad, because as we're starting to see as we get more characters, some of them are just not going to have squad powers or squad ammo powers, or sometimes we're just going to find that the people who do have ammo powers are not necessarily the best fits for the mission that we're going on right now. So we don't have enough points to get all the way up to a fully leveled incendiary ammo right now. We're not even close. We'd only be able to get one more upgrade, but since no one on the team here has any ammo power at all, it would at the very least give us an additional 10% weapon damage and additional effectiveness against armor, which is going to exist. It's not going to be all over the place. Like I said, barriers is going to be the primary form of defenses, but that's a decent option. Let's look at what others have first, though, perhaps. I think for Kasumi, I mean, getting overload to 4 would be great, although we can't do it yet. So we could potentially, if we get her passives upgraded, she'll go an additional 5% health, 6% weapon damage, and 6% power recharge time, which, I mean, her Shadow Strike is also quite nice, so getting that back more quickly would be useful. Same with Overload. So, and same with Flashbang Grenade especially. This is going to be the key here, I think. Let's see, what is the recharge time? It's 9 seconds, so it is a very long time on that. So, it might be worth getting the passive here. I think so. Then, for Garrus. So, Concussive Shot, and probably his weakest ability. Unfortunately, we do need to get 2 points in it before we have access to Overload. That's the only way we can start upgrading this. This is definitely far better than Concussive Shot, but it does give us some crowd control, which, especially with this group we have right now, I mean, outside of, I guess you could call Kasumi's grenade a crowd control ability, kinda, sorta, but in terms of just, like, actually moving people around, Concussive Shot can do that. I suppose we may be looking to do Lift a little bit more with this squad setup, because we might need to fill that role in a little bit more, but without someone like, say, Jacob for pull, not that we've been using him much, or Jack, or others, Miranda. I guess Miranda doesn't have those abilities, but anyways, Concussive Shot up to 2. That gives us Overload, and we'll definitely want to at least put 1 point in this, just so that we can deal with shields. Again, shields not going to be super common on this mission, and that's one of the reasons why Garrus, not a perfect fit for this mission. His passive, though, does give him health, weapon damage, and power damage, which is actually kind of unusual coming from our teammates. So we could very well opt to throw in more points there. Let's see, this would be 10 points to get his passive fully upgraded. Overload, we were to fully upgrade this. go heavy. Greatly increases overload damage, destabilizes synthetic enemies, causing them to explode when destroyed. Or area, increasing the explosion radius, making it easier to hit multiple enemies. I think we're probably going with the passive because his weapon damage is probably going to be the thing that makes him most relevant on this occasion. Because, as we were saying, overload, I mean, certainly nice to have it, but it's just not going to be a huge factor here, I don't think. So, let's go all the way on this. Then the question becomes, do we want the Turian Renegade or the Turian Survivor? Renegade gives us 25% weapon damage and power damage. Or, well, gives us an additional 7% weapon damage, whereas Survivor gives us an additional 5% health. I don't think 5% health is really that much of a difference maker. So I feel like the weapon damage is probably a bigger factor, because, you know, if we can, say, get rid of enemy shields or enemies' barriers or armor more quickly, then we can use our other abilities more quickly, and that's more of a game changer, I think. What's up, Uriel? How's it going? Yeah, we are on Horizon, so this is, of course, a very big mission that, well, things will get tough here, I think. Things will get tough here, but hopefully through doing a bunch of leveling early on, we put ourselves in a good position. So we shall see. Alright, we have enough points here to at least get overload up to 3, so that, I mean, again, not gonna be a huge factor, but at least at that point it's, it does also overheat weapons. So that actually could become somewhat significant. That'll definitely help. Then, okay, I think we delayed Shepard's upgrades, as we were saying. We might want to take a closer look at what our squad mates have. So, again, Garrus at least eventually may get the armor-piercing ammo, but it's not available to him right now. So we could put 1 more point in incendiary ammo just purely for us. Otherwise, pull for a little more crowd control, as we were saying. Our current team is maybe a little bit light on that, so that's not a terrible idea. Although, since no one has any ammo powers active, this might also be another way to fill in some gaps, so take your pick. I think I'll go with the ammo, because as I was saying, I think we're finding more and more often these days that we are at least considering going with using teammates that don't have any ammo powers, so it'd be nice if we had this squad ammo upgraded and ready to go whenever needed. And we may have unlocked cryo ammo. We are never going to invest in this at all. It is, I think, in many ways just not worth it. So that means we're up to our weapons now, and we have picked up a fair bit of new weapons recently as well. Yeah, there's definitely going to be times when pull will be handy too. There are definitely times when both of them will be handy. There will still be some armored enemies. There will definitely still be some enemies we'd like to pull. But the thing is, the enemies that we want to pull, remember that we still need to remove their defenses before we can do that. And on this difficulty, every enemy is going to have at least some defenses. So, it's basically a matter of, do you prioritize early on in the fight to remove the defenses with the additional damage on the ammo, or do you prioritize later on in the fights when those defenses are down and you have a little bit more ability to use additional powers? And for the most part, things get easier when those defenses are down, and so I think it's maybe a little bit better to prioritize just getting those defenses down as quickly as possible. So it's kind of my logic for going with the ammo power first. But anyways, at least from a weapon standpoint, definitely stick with the Geth Plasma Shotgun. That's been great for us. Locust, after doing that, picking it up in Kasumi's Loyalty Mission, this is great for SMGs, so big upgrade there. That's one of the other reasons why doing Kasumi's mission, Loyalty Mission, before doing Horizon is very nice. Carnifex, we'll stick with that for the heavy pistol. It's not bad for that. Then the question becomes the heavy weapon. And we could very well find ourselves wanting to use this at potentially numerous points during this mission. Which one would we like? The Avalanche? The Avalanche is in theory good, but we had some trouble with it previously, where perhaps I was overrating it just a little bit too much. I was hoping it was just a simple press a button, everyone on the screen freezes and just walk around and do whatever you want to do because you're safe for a long time. It's not quite that simple, though. I don't think it has a 100% chance to proc, or at least it's either that or my aim with it was considerably worse than it needed to be. So, it could still be worth doing, because there will be times when crowd control will be helpful. Otherwise, a cane for difficult boss fights is not a bad option, but I do feel kind of bad whenever I use it, because I feel like I'm just kind of cheating a bit. So we have used it once, or actually twice before, if we're including the cargo mission, but I'd like to not have to rely on it as a handicap, so I think we probably don't go that route. I think it's probably either the arc projector, avalanche, maybe even the grenade launcher. I think we stick with the avalanche, though. I think we do stick with the avalanche. I'm just not the biggest fan of it personally, but with maybe a little bit more practice, we can make it work. That is true. We may see ourselves getting a new one for this mission. Not entirely sure if we're going to be actively using that one. But we'll talk about it more when we pick it up. Let's see. Then we recently picked up the assault rifle spot is where we have a bunch of new options here. We of course have the starting Avenger, but that's not going to be what we go for. Question is whether to go Vindicator or Matic. And I was saying previously how I don't have a great sense as to which one of these is better. I think after doing a little bit of chatting with some people who are experts in Mass Effect 2, they were saying that the Matic might be best for Shepard specifically. Obviously, we can't use an assault rifle as a Vanguard, so that's not really a factor for us, but when it comes to squad mates, it's a little bit more up in the air as whether Vindicator or Matic is better. It seems like you could make a case for either, so why don't we try going with the Matic, but I think you could make a case for either. Then, for sniper rifle, definitely go with the Incisor. It is just objectively better than our starting sniper. Then Kasumi should have Locust and Carnifex as well. Again, just SMG and pistol for her, but we have upgrades for both of those spots, so even that is not bad. Okay, so squad assemble. Let's see, where's Garrus? Here, there he is.
Ground side. Morton, you sure these armor upgrades will protect us from the Seeker swarms?
Certainty impossible, but in limited numbers should confuse detection make us invisible to swarms. In theory.
That doesn't sound good.
Experimental technology. Only test is contact with Seeker swarms. Look forward to seeing if you survive.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, Morton. Alright. Well, let's save. Let's save. And let's take a look at our journal to see what we know about Horizon and, more generally, stopping the Collectors. Let's see. Cerberus has determined that an alien race called the Collectors is attacking human colonies. They are assembling a team to stop this threat to humanity. So, we've at least started to assemble a team, but now we've, of course, gotten this update from the Elusive Man to go to Horizon, because the colony of Horizon is under attack by the Collectors, as I was saying before. On previous occasions, we have always been just a step or two too late, and haven't actually been able to directly intervene to stop these Collector attacks, but this might be the difference. We might be quick enough this time to actually stop them. So the colony of Horizon is under attack by the Collectors. This provides a rare chance to stop an attack, rather than investigating the results retroactively. Okay, so we need to explore the colony of Horizon, and look for a way to stop the raid. Let's do it. Sounds like that's the kind of thing that's easier said than done. Also, let's make sure people are on good weapons here. Most notably, we probably don't want to be on our heavy pistol. Okay. Let's see what we have here. Okay, I'm assuming no map this side. I'm actually kind of curious. Do we have any entry on the collectors. They technically a non-council race? I kind of doubt it. No? What about extinct race?
50,000.
Not really. Guess we don't have one on the collectors, unfortunately. I was just thinking this would be a good time to read up on them. Maybe even secondary lists? No? Non-council races? Now we're gonna, of course, go over all that stuff without actually reading in now. We're not going to be able to know what we have and have not read previously, though we've been kind of deliberately, not entirely sure, but we haven't been doing as much on the codex side of things in Mass Effect 2 as we did in Mass Effect 1. But anyways, without further ado, let's jump in here. And looks like they're gonna jump in too, more specifically, fly in. Hold on. Let's activate our ammo, and, well, there's one of those seeker swarms right there, it seems. So, Morton, I think we're about to test your theory. So let's have Garrus set up shop there. I mean, we could even have, is that a spot back there where we can potentially take cover?
Come on it, and stay down.
Let's see. So what do we have here? I mean, it is nice having at least somebody in Garrus who can attack from range, because, well, we are perhaps just a little bit further away than we'd like to be right now, but as you can see, they have a pretty nasty arsenal that they can fire at us. Yeah, I would very much like to be a little bit closer so that we can actually target people with our abilities. Might want to move up to where Garrus is. Where did... Yeah, Kasumi, that's too far back for you to actually do anything at all, so please move up.
As good a place as any.
I kind of want them to move forward,
Firing a high-impact shot.
or for us to move back to where Garrus is. Okay, they're kind of sort of flanking us here. Okay, so Collector Guardian, these guys, there are several different types of the Collectors. There's the Assassin, there's the Guardian, and we'll keep an eye out for even more types still. But they do have different abilities, and as you can see here, this Guardian has some kind of shield up, whereas the Assassin sounds like gonna have a little bit more in the way of damage. So let's throw one of Kasumi's... Oh, well, actually, that's Shatter Strike. Let's do that. Try to just get rid of one of them altogether. I was gonna say, especially go for the grenade, but that might be better to just delete one in its entirety. There may still be one hiding over here. Garrus, you are taking some hits, buddy. You are taking some hits. Can you, like, actually get truly behind this cover right now? Did you get rid of that one? Is that just the one that Kasumi got rid of? Okay. So this Assassin, once again, Shatter Strike. We're gonna deal some damage to it as well, just make sure that Kasumi has enough damage to actually finish it off. Another one over here. I can't tell what type that is. Not from this range. Once again, Garrus having the sniper rifle, definitely helpful. Oh, there's one. Fragile Crate as well. Okay, it looks like it's moving up.
This should slow him down.
Charge this up. Okay, that's a Guardian, so that's the kind that can put up the shields. Actually, definitely should have made that a Shadow Strike. Meant for that to be a Shadow Strike. Let's see. So we can pull you out, for what it's worth. If you were not sufficiently in cover to avoid that. Okay, then... I mean, at this point, just about anything should be sufficient damage to take care of you. Except that, because that was not a very damaging ability there. If you could, like, actually pop out of that cover, that'd be great. Thank you. Okay, in theory, there's one more. Kasumi has gotten bold. Kasumi, can you just, like, you're gonna move up there to actually take cover? And Garrus, why don't you move there?
Heading to cover.
Tips for you.
He's down there. Almost there. That's a drone. So the drones are basically the basic enemies. The ones that are the sort of most simple, straightforward troopers, the weakest. Any reinforcements? Then we saw the Guardians, which are the ones that put up the shields, and then the Assassins are the ones that use, we saw that sort of like big laser beam type weapon that they were firing at us while we were just hanging out behind cover. So those are the things we're gonna have to bear in mind when we're going up against them. Let's take a look around here, see if there's anything that we can loot in this area. Besides explosive containers, power cell, more. There's explosive containers, so we actually did need some heavy weapon ammo. I'm surprised. Let's see. That's just explosive stuff there. We may be good to go here in that case. Except for this picnic table has a data pad that we can hack. Okay, I'm very bad at these hacks. Let's see. First one is that. Second one is... where? This. Last one is what? Where? This. Ooh, very nearly started to get that credit count to go down. We did still get the full now, so that's great. Alright, let's save here. And I have to imagine there will be more where the previous route came from. Lovely. Just lovely.
Commander, we're getting all interference. We can't maintain it.
That ship's blocking communications.
We're on our own now.
Great. Just great. Okay. This looks a lot like a battlefield. Well, you can see some collectors over there. There's one of them walking with something. I'm not entirely sure what. Okay, I think they've noticed us. So we've got some there. Can we tell what they are? It's an assassin. And I'm not sure what the one further away is. Let's get into a better spot here. In fact, we might even want to see if we can flank a bit from over here. Ooh. There's a drone. Let's blast in the face.
Cloaking.
Oh, and well, we've got husks. So, of course, these guys are old friends from Mass Effect 1. And I missed on that pole, which is very unfortunate. Especially because, with husks, once you get rid of their armor, if you pull them, they will immediately die. Regardless of how much life they actually have at the time. Okay, I'm not sure where Kasumi and Garrus were setting up shop, and Garrus has died. So that's what I get for not instructing Garrus to take cover in a specific spot. So that's kind of my bad. That, no, don't charge. Pull. Yo, like I said, that should be an auto kill on that husk. There are definitely still some enemies here, though.
Cloaking.
Okay, yeah, if you could cloak Kasumi, that'd be great. Does seem like we may be able to use this spot here. Flank effectively. If I hit a point-blank shot. I'm getting smart going in here. Oh, where are they? Actually, though, where'd they go? I hear them, but I don't see them.
Going silent.
I think we hit him behind that barrier. Well, not that time, though. There we go. That's what we're looking for. Okay, now that's the last of...
Those things look like the husks the Geth used on Eden Prime.
I thought the Geth got that technology from Sovereign.
Looks like Mr. Elusive was right. The collectors are
Mr.
working for the
Elusive.
Reapers.
Yeah? I mean, how else would they get those husks? Let's see. grab some ammo here, which we still are not fully topped off. And let's take a closer look in that building we were hanging out in, see if there's anything in there we might want to loot. Because it looks like there is at least something in there. Yeah, the... Oh, not this. But the projectiles from the Geth Plasma Shotgun can arc around cover a little bit, which I admittedly have not been trying to do all that much. Mostly just been trying to shoot people straight in the face, but you know, that is perhaps, especially against these types of enemies, something that is worth bearing in mind. Let's see. Anything else around here to loot? I think we've covered everything. Still like to get a little more ammo if we can, because we are, again, not quite topped off. Kasumi, excuse me. And... hold on. Saw something pop up there for a second. This dead collector. Pseudo casually shuffle through his spare pockets.
This looks interesting.
And heavy skin weave. That looks like that could be a very useful upgrade to us. Let's save. Oh, biotics. Yes, so the thing is, we can with our abilities, we can. However, I think when it comes to our teammates' abilities, they are basically just target locked. So, yeah, when it comes to like our pull in particular, that's where that's going to be most relevant, probably. We actually don't have too many of those abilities other than pull. So, we have not had much time in which that has been relevant. Even with pull, we haven't used that very often, because most of the time we have other teammates who are focusing on the crowd control abilities.